In Lord of the Rings, we've pretty much gotten to go back to our roots and redo our all-sculpt maquettes. And we are really excited with being able to sort of go in and create our ultimate versions of these characters.
They're single figure statues. They are 12 inches, they're 6 scale, 12 inches tall on a pedestal base. And we're basically trying to tell a story within that one single figure statue.
Much of LOTR that we've done to this point has been very sort of scene specific or very tied in to a particular frame of film, instead of kind of looking at the character as something that exists, you know, outside of the, you know, just the world that the film paints, which is obviously, you know, expansive, but you know, what is it that makes that character who they are?
So we're able to take characters like Arwen and really sort of portray her, you know, in any of the elements of what really made her her character.
You know, in some sequences she's sort of painted as, you know, she's the love interest. She's incredibly beautiful. I mean, almost unearthly beautiful. But there's also an aspect of her that's very capable. She's very, you know, adventurous. She's a warrior as well. So we wanted to do a piece for Arwen that sort of homogenize the two ideas together.
Capture her in the forest, like before you see her, you know, really for the first time, when she could have been hunting an orc or something.
The way she walks, it's almost like she's walking on water. It's almost like she's floating. She's very graceful in her movement.
So we wanted it to have grace. We wanted it to have some sense of strength and gesture. And we also wanted to kind of work with this costume, which, you know, is equally as interesting as a lot of her ceremonial gowns, but in a more practical adventure kind of a way.
For the Aragorn maquette, we decided to go with Strider. That was something that hasn't really been done a lot in the past. We wanted to focus on his more mysterious, original incarnation, how you meet him at the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring.
You only meet him as Strider and know him for a little while more in his rangery days.
A loner, you know, someone who was a little bit outcast from society and really kind of looking for his place in the world.
When you look at Legolas, for example, you get an essence for who that character is. Not just, oh, that's Legolas from this scene, from that movie.
When we were looking at Gandalf, we wanted to kind of do a representation of him that really just, you know, ripped with power.
It's gonna be a big collection. It's gonna be a big line of figures.
And we're being able to go back to a lot of the characters and sort of read into some of their back history and their past.
These maquette studies give us this opportunity to look at these characters in these ways, and I think brings something to the collector that not only speaks to their association with the film and says like, oh yeah, no, I do remember that interpretation, but what you've done here, I see, is you've tried to sort of bring out the essence of the character and say something a little bit more about them than just what they're saying or what they're doing in a scene. You're trying to make a little bit more of a statement about what are they about.